You want to get your videos seen. You want to have success when it comes to YouTube. Well, I've got 4 ways to do that. 4 R's when I'm mentoring people on YouTube. The 4 R's I want them to remember are number one, retention. R number two, regular slash returning viewers. R number three, relevancy of your topic. R number four, relatability. And what we're going to do, we're going to take my most viewed video over the past couple of days and we're going to break it down. I'm going to show you the good with the bad. I'm going to show you what I could be doing better to potentially get people to watch longer and things that I look for when it comes to having a successful video. Now, this is my best video of the last week. And first thing we're going to do is we are going to talk about relatability. When you are making a YouTube video, you have to be relatable. Relatability is one of the best ways to win over an audience. It's one of the reasons that this person here blew up and she lost that very quickly. There's another individual, Dante London. I know a lot of people can't stand him right now, and he does have his faults when it comes to making YouTube videos. I think we all do. But one thing that I'm noticing is he's staying away from, right now, the things that are encouraging his audience to tune away from him. And he's winning some of them back. It's going to be a slow process. I have been keeping an eye on his numbers. It looks like he can turn things around. My fear with him is he is going to turn and go back to his old ways. He can't seem to buckle down on one thing. And if he does that, he's going to lose his audience. But these people blow up because they are relatable in a time that people need relatability. You have to be relatable. They have to be able to connect to you, which is why I tell a lot of the people I mentor, you got to look in the camera. You can't be looking at yourself. If you want to look at yourself, go look in the mirror. If you want to be relatable, go look into the camera like I'm doing now. Don't look at yourself, even if it's slightly over to the left or right. That is a quick way to lose your audience. It feels weird. You have to keep in mind, you are talking through a computer screen. It feels weird to you, but you can't make it feel weird to them. Second thing you need to do is you need to talk about when you're making videos. You don't have to chase trends, but you need to be relevant. It really depends on what content you're making. If I make content, I make news type content on my other channels. News comes on 4 times a day minimum. So the content that I make on those channels are news related. Therefore, to stay relevant, I have to make multiple videos because what happens now may be irrelevant tomorrow. So I have to capitalize on it right now. It's a little different from trends. Trends are doing the Kiki Can You Love Me dance. That's a trend. That's going to come and go. Nobody cares about that right now. News reports, rumors, things like that, that is what's relevant for the time. So if you're making a YouTube video, that's why how-to videos are very evergreen. Evergreen is when you can have that content that is continually being searched for. That's evergreen. The content that I make is not evergreen content. It will come a time that it is making me no money at all. That's okay. I've embraced that role. I have no problem with that. So we've covered relatability. We have covered relevancy. Now, what about regular? Regular is important. Regular returning viewership. You have to keep in mind that you are going to get many more subscribers, many more viewers than you're going to get subscribers. Here is the chart for the last 28 days of this YouTube channel. Again, I told you I'm going to show you the good with the bad. In the last 28 days, we have had 5,800 unique viewers. What is a unique viewer? Estimated number of people that have watched your content within the date range. So that's a unique viewer. They could really kind of call it total viewers, probably. I think that would be maybe easier for us to understand. YouTube has a lot of stats that are kind of super confusing. So new people have found this channel, but I'm going to show you something here. There's a purple graph and a teal one. I can almost guarantee you this, if your purple graph, which is returning viewer, what is a returning viewer? Viewers who have already watched your content previously and return to watch in the selected period of time. Notice what it did not say, that this person is a subscriber. You and I both are guilty of watching people that we watch every day. In some cases, we will search for their content, but you know what we won't do? Subscribe to their YouTube channel for one reason or another. So you're returning viewers, but what that does is if you get people to come back to your channel, you eventually convert those individuals to subscribers sometimes. There is a percentage that will never subscribe. Again, you and I are guilty of that in more ways than we probably are willing to admit, but it happens all the time. You can see my returning viewers on a regular basis are pretty much going up, returning, regular, because these people eventually, there's going to be a video. If you stay consistent, if you stay relatable, if you stay who you are and who you started off being, eventually some of those people will turn into subscribers. But subscribers are not important unless you want a plaque or you're trying to get monetized and you're not yet there. Relatability, relevancy, regular, aka returning viewers that do not have to be subscribers. But the most important thing that you're going to need when you are trying to be successful on YouTube is this here. We're going to go back. Best video that I've done in the last couple of days. It is still currently being viewed at this moment. 12 subscribers, 200 plus hours of watch time, over 1,500 views. See, it came out the gate pretty strong, pretty strong. Not too bad if I say so myself. But here's where I can improve. And I implore everyone who is trying to break into YouTube and whatever you're doing. This stat right here, retention, is the #1 stat that will get your video seen by others, will help YouTube find you an audience. Check this out. We're going to scroll down. So far, it's looking pretty good. It's above my typical by leaps and bounds, but we're going to scroll down here. Now, this video could be better. I'm happy with this, but there are some things that I can get better. I'm pretty sure that this here, YouTube recommendations, if this is #1, and what is YouTube recommendations? YouTube recommends videos to viewers on home and alongside the video they're currently watching under up next. All right, so if you click on a video and you see a video underneath that, that is a recommended video. If there's a video, if you're on your desktop, it will be off to the side because the comment section is below. If you see a video, then you hover over it and click on it. That is what a recommended video is. It tells you exactly where they're coming from, YouTube home and YouTube up next. So if you're on your cell phone, up next would be like one underneath it or something like that. So this video is getting recommended 75% of the time, which has accounted for 1,100 of those views. Of those 1,500 views, recommendations. How can you get your video recommended the right way? SEO, proper titles, proper thumbnails. When people are clicking on it, you're delivering on the message that your thumbnail said they were going to get. Scroll down here. How could I be better? Retention. This is the key. This is a 23-minute video. It has been viewed average duration for 8 minutes and 28 seconds. Now, none of this is ever going to say 100 unless it's a short, very short video that is viewed. You might even see it say something more than 100%, which is if people view parts of it over and over again or multiple times. But here's the key. 35% of this video is being recommended. We go up here, or I'm sorry, 35% of this video is being average viewed. So that means approximately they're getting through a third of the video. It's not too bad. That's not too bad. It could be way, way better. Typically, I like to hit 50-something percent, 60%. It's very difficult to keep somebody's attention for more than 2 or 3 minutes. And that's even tough. Even at double speed, that's tough. But how's my video been doing? It's got 10,000 impressions, meaning that this video has been in front of almost 11,000 people. Out of those 11,000 people, 10% of them have decided to click on a video. And I'm going to tell you what, from my experience on YouTube, if you can get 1 out of every 10 people to click on your video, that's fantastic. If it's more than that, that's even better. If you can get 20%, 30%, which has happened to me a few times, but if you can get 1 out of every, so I average almost 1 out of every 10 people who see this video will click on it. All right. So again, we're going to go down and we're talking about right now retention and how important it is. This right here, I have 64% of my viewers are still around at 30 seconds. That's decent. Look at this drop though. Not too bad. I'm steady losing people's attention. And by the time it's over, 24% have watched all the way to the end. The shorter the video, the better your chances of having people watch more. But one of the things that I could have done better is get straight to the point, right to it. You got to go straight to it or hook them in. Sometimes you might have to get to the point. It's not always you're just going to jump right into it. You got to hook them in order to stay in. What I've noticed that will sometimes lead to success is if I can get 65 to 75% to stick around for the first 30 seconds. This is why you cannot lollygag when you start a YouTube video. They don't really care who you are right now. They just want to know if you can deliver on what you said you were. So don't putz around. Any one of you can go into your analytics. You can look at your video. You can look at every single one of these stats, and you can know how to help your YouTube channel. This is what I did to get to where I am. Sometimes you don't have to change things if you don't want to, or you have to also know your audience. If your audience is older, you might not need a bunch of jump cuts and a bunch of quick edits and a bunch of sound effects. I'm 45 years old. You know what annoys the life out of me? A bunch of cuts, sound effects. I can't even deal with it. My son watches Mr. Beast more than I do, but not as much as he used to. A Mr. Beast video, very entertaining. Sometimes it's a little bit too much on this old man right here. All right. So you can look into every video. Now, all of these stats are not originally available. This graph right here takes about 2 or 3 days. To show you what I mean, we're going to look at my most recent video. YouTube is hard. We're going to click on analytics. This is how you get there. We're going to go under the overview tab. We're going to scroll down, and you can see it's not right there. This takes about a day or so, maybe. Now, again, this also is YouTube recommendations, which is good. Not a lot of green, which is disappointing, but YouTube recommendations. That's pretty good for this channel. Let's go to this one right here. Let's see if this graph is up. This graph is also up. Better, 64%. So what I could do is I could find some way. And all you want to do is you want to try to increase by 1%, a tenth of a percent. You do that. You start working on little by little. You don't have to do it all at once. But if you go into your video, you go into the analytics of your video, the way to fix your YouTube channel is in there. These stats will tell you what you want to know. Here's a stat too that you might not know about. Typical retention, which is not up for this video because, okay, what this gray graph is typical retention. That's what the gray. So this means that usually I keep people in this graph. Maybe I could talk faster. Maybe it's some things that I could do. Maybe I can bring some less stagnant images. But your YouTube analytics will tell you everything you need to know. If there's any comments, questions, or concerns, anything you want to know about your analytics, leave it in the comments below. I am working on a Google document that will allow us to do channel reviews. They can be public if you want. They can be private, just some surface information. We can go behind the scenes. All of this stuff will be free of charge on this platform. Okay? We got a lot of stuff to cover. Appreciate every one of you guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. I'm not immune. I will use myself as an example as well of how to be better.